Recently, UCF head coach Scott Frost referred to Adrian Killins as the eraser, but a man who has been really given a push to Adrian Killins nationwide through his Twitter and YouTube accounts, known on Twitter as TJ_LSU Dad, joins us now. How did you fall in love with the Knights from Louisiana?
It's a funny story, man. I've been on Twitter now a couple of years. I mainly do a lot of SEC, just my own little commentary videos on different little plays that I would find. And I also had another little initiative where I was using the platform to get high school kids who didn't get any recognition, any exposure, to use my little platform to help them get noticed by coaches, just a voluntary effort I was doing. And one day last year, I was sitting there and watching this Michigan game, UCF Michigan, and it's a single back formation. They hand this kid, Adrian Killins, the ball, and I watched him cut through Michigan's lineman and was going down the sideline. And I'm an emotional person when I you don't want to watch football with me because I scream. I really scream like that at the television. That's who I am, And
I would love to watch football with you.
I started to scream.
I would absolutely love to watch a football game with you, my friend.
I started screaming, brother. I'm like, he's gone. And it was so funny because we Googled him, right? Me and my brother's sitting there. My brother, he's in the track and field, and he's like, man, this kid is a track kid, I'm telling you. And we looked him up, and his whole little bio, and we was like, we knew he was a track kid, and that's how we became attached to it.
Hey, tell us a little bit about how you came up with your screen name, TJLSU Dad.
I have two kids at LSU. This whole LSU Dad thing, if you remember back in the 90s, I believe it was Dennis Hopper used to have the range official, the referee that was just way over the top, excited. Well, that's sort of what TJ LSU Dad was. It's just on, these videos, it's just a guy that's just way into, over the top about football. Especially talented kids, and just the love of college football. And, the funny story is we play Alabama all the time. And I had one Alabama friend. I have a lot of them now, but I had one Alabama friend at the time. So if we had this yearly thing, if I won, then he had to call me at 10:30 at night. If he won, I had to call him at 10:30 and congratulate him. 2 years ago, we lost in Alabama. I didn't want to make the call. I was too devastated, too hurt. It was a rough game. So what I decided to do is to shoot a YouTube video and congratulate him over the video. Well, that knucklehead posted that video on YouTube, made it public, and it went everywhere. It literally went everywhere, And, 500,000 views later, the thing, people wanted me to make more videos. And that's sort of how this started. But my kids actually go to LSU, and that's where TJ LSU Dad comes from.
So this phrase you use, cheese and bread, is that your own creation, or is that something that's said in your area?
My youngest daughter, I used to curse a lot in the house watching football. So my baby girl said, Daddy, that's a bad word. That's a bad word. And I said, well, I don't know what else to say. She said, well, just say cheese and bread. I said, okay. So every time I would get ready to say a cuss word or something, I would just say cheese and bread, And it just became a habit around the house. That's how I stopped cursing so much in and around the house. I would just substitute the curse words for cheese and bread. And now I just say it for everything. Every time I get excited, cheese and bread. And that's how that happened.
Yeah, did you know floating around here in Central Florida, there's a T-shirt now that says cheese and bread on it and a number 9 for Adrian Killins?
Yes. Gentleman reached out. We talk on Twitter all the time. And he said, we want to use it for a great cause. And I said, absolutely, because, I volunteer a lot to help kids and charities. And I said, absolutely, it's a gift to the Killins family,
Yeah. I mean, you've obviously been following Adrian Killins a little bit. What do you think of the other times that he's done that besides the Michigan? It seems to be pretty much a regular thing now that he'll get outside and be gone.
He's extraordinary. Oh, my goodness. And I call him the fastest man in college or the NFL, And when I posted it, they had some people that say, TJ, this guy is faster and this guy runs this in a 40. I said, but are they doing it on the field? I don't want to hear what somebody's 40 time is. This young man does it on the field, and he's one of those rare, it's dangerous speed, man. And we have a lot of fast kids at LSU, but we haven't been able to really get those kids in a position to make plays like that, and the brilliance of Coach Frost and his staff, his offensive coordinators, they have figured out how to get this kid in space, and to make it a foot race in between Killins and the other team because they know they're going to win that. And I've followed every game. I don't get to watch a lot of them in real time because in New Orleans, where I'm at, we don't get to see a lot of those games. But the ones that are on, I definitely, like ESPN3, I am locked into this entire team, not just Killins, but I love the entire team. And I said it over the summer. I have a tweet out there where I said it, that this is one of those teams that could get your coach fired if you don't take him seriously, And I told him, I said, this team will be ranked in the top 25. And I said this in July, before the season even started, because I just was examining this roster, and I love this entire team.
You mentioned coaches. October 27th, you posted on your Twitter account in reference to UCF football doing a new segment this season where they break down film. You say, Coach Walter said cheese and bread in his film study broadcast. Got to say it was a good day. How about that? It's become coach speak now.
It was so humbling and honored, man. I'm just overwhelmed. The UCF family, you guys have just welcomed me in. I've had invitations and people like come tailgate with us, and I've had offers of people wanting to fly me to the game. It's like, TJ, we just want you with us as we enjoy this, this unbelievable season. And to sit there and hear him say that, and someone told me during the game that as Killins was running down the sideline, the players were screaming out cheese and bread, and he's gone, That is amazing for a guy with a cell phone screaming at a television. I mean, come on, guys. A guy with a cell phone screaming at a television to have a phrase catch on like that is it's the greatest. I mean, it's the absolute, it's a blessing. I'm just amazed by it.
It's amazing what social media has done for just normal people. Like yourself. I think it's incredible, though, because there's talent out there, and I believe that you're definitely one of them. I really enjoy your videos. It's and I would be honored for you to come anytime and tailgate and watch football with me. No question.
Have you heard from?
I will. I told him I'm definitely going to try to make it, and depending on how this Alabama LSU game goes Saturday, it may be sooner than later.
Have you ever heard from Adrian Killins himself in any way?
Not as much. I don't really interact with a lot of the players. I do with the parents. I've sort of that little community that you see on Twitter that I have. It's really a lot of football parents. Because I'm a football parent. There's a lot of other football parents. And so, we'll talk and interact there. He has reached out and said thank you, which was, that was another one of those days that was a great day. He reached out and he said, I really appreciate your support and everything. And several other players have reached out. and that. But the family, his family, overwhelmingly have said thank you. His dad has reached out and said, "I really appreciate you acknowledging my son." He said this conversation is happening all over Florida. People are seeing these videos all over the country that, friends and family that they have, and they're coming across the video. And his dad reached out to say thank you. And he said, when you do a video for my son, the whole family gets around and watch it, And that was just amazing.
Well, there are a lot of great moments that lie ahead for Adrian Killins with UCF, and maybe, just maybe, on NFL Sundays. And I get the feeling that your calls on YouTube will continue to live on with him. You're going to hear it referenced in other ways as his star continues to shine.
Yes, I told him I'm going to cheer for this kid all the way to the NFL. And, you guys have about 6 other players on that team, man, that the speed on this UCF team it's not fair. Adrian Killins he's a track guy with a football. Yeah, that's what we call it. It's just like it's like the coach gave a track guy a ball and told him to run straight. That's what this kid is. But there are 2 or 3 other kids on this team. You had a punt or kickoff return this week.
Yeah.
He ran in a straight line up the middle of the field.
Absolutely.
He didn't even have to make a cut. It was just the talent that's in that Central Florida area is unbelievable.
Well, there's another guy named Otis Anderson that is another little guy like Adrian Killins, and I guarantee you once you see him finally, he broke one in the Navy game, I think it was. Navy or Cincinnati. He's just as fast, I believe, as Adrian is. So I bet if you dressed him in the same uniform, you wouldn't really be able to tell them apart because they're very, very similar in size and speed and everything else. Well, man, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We really enjoy what you do, and keep doing it. And like I said, you are welcome anytime down here in Central Florida for a UCF game or any other time.
Hey, I look forward to it, and I'm hoping this next game coming up, I'll get a chance to scream out, one more time. Yes, sir.